You better stop. The love you save may be your own. Now remember, this song comes directly from Michael Jackson. You better stop. The love you save may be your own. Darling, take it slow, or someday you'll be all alone. Okay, now, if you look at the words, if you listen to the song itself, it'll be very clear to you that sometimes people will do things against others and find themselves at a great loss. Because as karmically speaking, what we do, what you reap, you sow. So you have to be very mindful of what it is that you do. Now, sometimes a person will try to keep you hidden, and they'll try to ruin your reputation, do all sorts of things against you. But in the end, because they worked so hard at trying to ruin someone else, they have now lost a great deal in the end. You see, the way that God works is you don't deceitfully try to mistreat others. Sometimes a person will try to have your work hidden because they don't want you to get the credit. And they might say that they were actually the persons who did, who actually did the work. But the truth always comes out in the end. You see, we are creators. All of us are. And when you're creating your own work, you authentically create and put your own touch on things. You being the creator that you are, it all turns back to you because it is your work authentically. You created it. You put your blood, sweat, and tears in it. And if another person says, no, that's mine, how do they prove it? The truth comes out in the end. Just as though you take a glass of water. A glass of water is very pure. When you try to add color to it, it's no longer pure, you see. We all, whenever you are investing in your work, it is your sweat. It's what you actually have worked hard at, your own creative ability. You invest that time. You put your own touch on things. When you're doing that, this says it's yours. It points back to you because there's certain elements that no one else could actually add to it. It's almost like a meal. The way that you cook, somebody else can cook maybe, but they're not going to be able to cook the same way that you cook. And when I cook, I put my blood, my sweat, and my tears in it. I love, and I put love into my food. When I'm placing love in my food, there's no way in the world that it's not going to be great food. People might even, like, let's say you have people who come to your house and they enjoy food with you. They never forget certain experiences because this was you investing your time and your love, especially when you're doing it from the heart. You cannot fake that. When you love, you can't fake that. When you invest and it's really coming from you, nobody can actually they can try to implement certain things, but the elements are all you. And it's important that we realize that, when we take people for granted, when we don't invest backward into another person, like let's say sometimes we find ourselves mimicking a person or trying to make others feel bad. Those people who act out in that way, those people are coming from a place of not loving. And you cannot fake that when you really, now some people, when you're invested and you think that that person really loves you or really cares and really is doing something, even if they're tricking you, God is seeing the whole picture and he'll balance it out. Because like my mother used to say, fair is fair, Now, let's be very clear. You could have a person who raised you, and that person can be a person that you can call your mother, okay? But if the person has invested in you, they are a specific type of mother. Like my godmother is another mother that invested in me. And I know that her heart was a sincere heart. I knew that she was investing in me because she truly loved me. There are going to be different people in your life who will do the right thing by you. and those people will be blessed. Then there's people who might try to be tricky, and those people God will show. He will redirect those people and show them the right way in which they should go. Because if they went and did it wrongly and they were trying to add pain to you or chaos to your life, God has got to balance it out. The universe has got to balance it out specifically because why? Because the person has to learn, and in order for them to learn, sometimes people have to feel that same pain. They have to experience the same thing. We are all going through our own learning lessons in this college we call life. And while being on these different platforms, we are learning and we're growing. It's important that you take note and take notice of the things, the events that are coming up. Because people have been trying to make a person or people feel like they were less than. And by you making a person feel like they are less than and thinking that that was good or that was right, and some people also thinking that they are God and taking advantage of others, it's fine right now because everything looks as though it's not pointing in the wrong direction. It looks like it's going in the right direction. And that's how God gets you too, because you think you know so much and you're doing too much. And what ends up happening in the end is the reality check. So it's important that we realize that if you put your best foot forward and you invest with true, genuine love in others, you will gain so much. But when you are trying to act as though you want to do this and it's not really where your heart is, that also comes out, okay? The laundry's got to come out clean after you finish washing it. But before you put it in that laundry, it's dirty, right? So let us have clean thoughts and clean behavior. Let us try to focus on doing the right thing. Sure, we all make mistakes, and that's why I said God is going to help us learn. But at the end of the day, you be the sincerest you that you can be, okay? Because it is so lovely being you when you are acting on the right part and the right behalf of what God has taught you. And, when you love, the sincerest love that you could possibly experience and implement, when you're sharing that towards other people, it comes back to you as well. So enjoy this day. Enjoy your happy holidays. I hope that you guys have a wonderful holiday. And thank you for joining us. This has been my word. It is so lovely being you. Thank you.